Thank you for joining Video Fit Solutions. Today we're going to do something different. We're going to mention a few names. Francis Richard Scobie, Michael J. Smith, Ronald McNair, Ellison Ozenuka, Judith Resnick, Gregory Jarvis, and Krista McCullough. On January 28, 1986, 7 highly trained astronauts were aboard the Challenger for its launch. While all of the astronauts were highly trained, for some it was their first and only mission. Because only a minute into the launch, the shuttle exploded. Something catastrophic had gone wrong. Some of the people on the ground had already expressed concerns before the launch ever even happened. The Space Shuttle Challenger was the second shuttle to be built by NASA. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration is the body responsible in the United States for civilian space exploration. Earlier space exploration in the 50s and 60s used a single vehicle which was not reusable. One goal of the Space Shuttle program in the 70s was to develop a vehicle that would be reusable during the re-entry into the atmosphere. The Challenger was the second of 2 shuttles, the first being the Columbia. The design of the new Space Shuttle program was designed to have 2 booster rockets and a disposable fuel tank. Only the shuttle itself would return on missions. The goal of this new design was so that the shuttle could glide back to Earth unaided. Over the course of its career, Challenger actually had 9 successful missions, carrying the first woman in 1983 into space and the first African American in the same year. The launch was originally scheduled for January 23, 1986, but due to inclement weather and delays, it was pushed back. Even despite the fact that there was ice on the launch pad, NASA pushed forward. The crew boarded, mission control beefed up, and at 11:38 a.m., Challenger's rockets fired up and it blasted into the sky. As thousands watched over live radio and TV broadcasts, Challenger was lifted up. However, 73 seconds after its launch, Challenger exploded. A huge fireball exploded and all communications were lost. The explosion, which was broadcast live on TV, completely dismantled the shuttle. Although the rocket boosters survived the initial explosion, they arced off in an uncontrollable manner headed towards populated areas, and NASA had to self-detonate them. They exploded as well. As people watched in horror, debris rained down, mostly landing in the ocean. For more than a quarter of an hour, debris rained down, stalling any rescue efforts. Once it was safe to do so, Mission Control authorized search and rescue to search for the reinforced capsule, where the 7 crew members resided. Once the capsule was found, there was no cause for celebration. All 7 had perished. It appeared that they had survived the initial explosion just long enough to remain conscious to switch on their emergency oxygen supplies. However, their efforts were fruitless. There was nothing they could do to keep the capsule from smashing into the ground. The 7 astronauts lost were Commander Michael Scobie, Pilot Michael Smith, Mission Specialist Ellison Anazoki, Judith Resnick, Ronald McNair, Payload Specialist Christopher Jarvis, and civilian high school teacher Krista McCullough, who'd earlier in the year won the right to be the first teacher to teach a lesson from space. On the evening of the crash, President Ronald Reagan addressed the nation, stating, "The crew of the Space Shuttle Challenger honored us by the manner in which they lived their lives. We will never forget them, nor the last time we saw them. This morning, as they prepared for their journey and waved goodbye and slipped the surely buns of earth to touch the face of God." In a subsequent investigation, engineers that manufactured the rockets actually had raised concerns about the O-rings and had even recommended that the launch itself be delayed due to this fact. However, due to tight schedules and delays, their recommendations were ignored. Subsequent investigations into the matter showed that management at NASA may have ignored warnings from high-level engineers who had more understanding of the dangers of launching the shuttle on the day that it was launched, and especially during the cold weather. Although there are many changes to help make the NASA space program safer, it still has a lot of work to do. The 7 astronauts killed were buried at Arlington National Cemetery, and their names and faces were engraved in a bronze headstone. Each year, NASA at the end of January honors the astronauts and others who were killed in the space program to honor their memory, their bravery, and to ensure that this never happens again. Rest in peace to the astronauts. Please like, share, and subscribe. God bless. Video Fit Solutions out. Take care.